killed with cap guns in their hand. Like, come on, bro.
But you think that the toy company brought those to market so that the cops would have an excuse to kill kids?
It's a real conspiracy.
Alex Jones.
Now that's a conspiracy.
Now, if it's not a kid, go ahead. If it's not a kid that has it in his hand and it's somebody acting like they're trying to rob somebody or trying to hurt somebody with the cap gun with the tip blown off but with the tip pulled off, by any means, he deserved whatever he had coming for playing with that fake gun. You get what I'm saying? Like, I'm not saying those type of people. I'm saying there's innocent kids that have been playing cops and robbers with orange tips on their gun that's been annihilated by the police.
Sure. That's all bad.
For sure.
So that's why I feel like a responsible parent would tell their kid, hey, no, you're not allowed to run around playing with fake guns in the street.
Cops
now,
granted,
I would have had no childhood.
Orange cap.
That was literally
the
my
orange
childhood.
cap was a good innovation.
Yeah.
But obviously, shit can happen.
Yeah, shit does happen.
Shit does happen.
Fools were like,
And that's why Trump wants to give them immunity.
Could you think of anything? Like, they talk a lot about how black people are coming around to Trump. I feel like saying you want to give cops blanket immunity, which I'm pretty sure
It's crazy.
could never happen in a million years, like on a legal level. But like, what do black people think when they hear something like this? Did you see any of the clips of him speaking at that like all black convention?
Yeah, no, I didn't. But
His usual swag really did not carry over to that environment because he's talking about how Kamala Harris isn't black and everything.
Right.
And like, yeah, that might work on Twitter. Like the Sneeko fans might be like, yeah, that's a good point. To this room full of like educated black like journalists and shit, they were
she's
like,
not even down. She's never heard of Wu-Tang.
you hear like gasps in the crowd, like they cannot fucking believe what they're hearing because he's like saying this in like an environment that's so many of the people in that room have probably had their blackness or their racial, validity. They just are not. These are educated people. They're not going to go for this kind of argument.
I'm just excited to discuss this on Thursday with Flacco because when we did I looked back and we did it like one of the last episodes of No Jumper News. I said, you know what, I'm leaning towards Trump a little bit right now, but the fact that he's offering immunity to all police officers is very concerning. Flacco was on the episode with me and was not tripping at all. We did the show on Thursday last week, and he's like, I'm voting for Kamala. I was like, how come? He said, because Trump said immunity for all police officers. So he's using the same talking point that I had brought to him months prior, but didn't phase him. But now, so I just want to know.
It has been all up in the news a lot more lately,
what
right?
altered his opinion? Like
he might have been ignorant to what he was doing until then. He might have missed that.
Okay, yeah.
They're not publicizing when he said that. The only place that's publicizing it are the blogs, the hip hop blogs and stuff.
No, because
you act like that's
pretty big in the news.
What, that he's talking about Kamala not being black?
Well, that, but then also what he's talking about with the whole like giving cops blanket immunity.
That, yeah. Okay, well the blanket immunity is one thing, but like him calling somebody less of a black person, I don't think's made it to the news headline. I think that's something in our community, like the influencers world.
Yeah,
right.
The people that YouTube, Insta, and TikTok. So I don't think that's what he's doing. But as far as like the immunity blanket shit for everybody else, I feel like the black people in whole, I feel like that we can hop behind it because it doesn't, like me, because it's gonna sound crazy, I feel like Trump still is gonna be a great leader. We can hop behind it because he's no way possible that he's gonna do it.
That's what I'm saying. Like, how do you implement that?
He's scratching the itch for the Klansmen that are funding his run.
I feel like that particular statement, he already got the Klansmen. Anybody even a little bit conservative
but
are going with Trump.
It's like I
think it might cause more damage than it helps.
Those group huddles that they're having, he's bringing that talk onto the stage.
He still has to feed that demographic a little bit.
Yeah, that's what I'm like.
They're fed. They got plenty of shit to like him for, right?
But after the tragedy of the young lady, what was her name? Sandra or what was
Which
her name?
one?
The latest one.
Yeah, they ask him about that, and he's like, "Oh, I've heard bad things. Seems bad. I don't know. People are talking about this." Just like he has like nothing definitive to say about
Young Thug.
Yeah,
I heard they were treating him.
Yeah, I think it's very bad. People are talking about that. It is bad. It's just amazing, dude. Like, I wish I could just go on podcasts and get away with just like not having anything to say about it. That shit's crazy.
But like at the end of the day, if he actually is able to deliver on that, it doesn't even make sense. It's not in the realm of feasibility. The way police officers and their policies are determined is by local government. So you're saying you want to get rid of all local government? You're saying there's going to be federal marshals instead of police officers? How are you going to deliver that level of accountability?
Federal marshals don't give a fuck about pulling nobody over.
The T-1000 is going to be pulling people over from now on?
No, just listen. They don't give a fuck about regular pullovers. The feds and all that shit, they not about to do that because your fucking light is out or your registration or anything because you look black. I'm about to pull you over and give you a ticket. It might not be nothing in the car.
Right.
Like the marshals ain't doing that.
No.
The marshals going for it for show hit. They gonna go for it for show hit. That might be better.
So that's what I'm saying is that's a marshal but what about if you add the pretense of full immunity and the only reason like that kind of changes that dynamic.
He won't be able to do that. Like, you know what I mean?
No,
like,
I don't think so either.
It's no way possible.
Yeah, if you want to terrify the average American, like make them deal with the reality of the idea that a cop could just like shoot an innocent person and that there wouldn't be any investigation, that they would just automatically get away with.
Gonna click
what the
war.
fuck are we talking about? Nobody in their right mind would support this. And all it takes is the right situation for all the conservatives to see how fucking insane this is too. I mean, your kind gets killed as well, you know?
1,000%. And like even the militia fools who are so far right, they're damn near left wing because they're like completely anti-establishment. They're not rocking with that because they're anti-government involvement. That's like libertarian ass fools basically who want as little government interference as possible.
The bottom line is this: do you want a troll in office or do you want a lady that really calls hell on? Like, if these are the criminals that are trying to go vote for Kamala, you dead ass wrong. Like, if you if you're the one that's
that's crazy.
Oh yeah, she's for the blacks and it's gonna be go look her up. Go look her up before you talk about that because I've been in jail while Kamala was the head DA of California. I've seen what we had to fight against, what we had to send home for our people to vote in order to get us back right. They'll give you. My original sentence on my time was 3 years. They was trying to give me 23 years because they wanted to give me 6 for this and 10 for that and 5 more for being a gangbanger and all this little tack on shit that she made cool to do.
Common practice.
You get what I'm saying? She made that common practice. You know what I mean? So I'm not going with Kamala no matter what.
You hear that? Bricc baby, not coconut pilled.
Yeah. No.
This is important for us to point out.
You got to go Trump.
Don't you mean lamb marsala pilled?
Gunnar, where are you leaning on this?
Honestly, it's just another one of those like lesser of the two evils for sure. But like I do my research on her too. Like I know she's like, I don't know. I just feel like they're both.
She was harder on pimping.
Yeah.
She the one that got the human trafficking
like all these
shit going
articles
on.
going
Like I'm
on
not saying that that's not cool.
But especially about her keeping people in prison for like longer than they needed to be for like forced labor. That's like slavery.